Thank you so much for joining myself, Marina, and Olwyn today. This is my my first live Zoom in the stream. Anyway, we are here to talk about spirit babies, and in particular, the experience of termination. This is still a topic that is very much hidden. When I've been talking to women about the event coming up on Saturday, there's a real mixed response. It's so needed and necessary, and women are really desperate to kind of get a deeper understanding of what what this journey was with their baby. Why did it happen? What was that choice they made? Regret, guilt, grief, what if? All of these things are coming up. And some of these women like me had a termination a long time ago and have never really looked at it. It's something we kind of shove away, but it's definitely, the effects of termination are really, really deep and really long lasting. It's whether you're trying to conceive again, this is a huge block to conception, but it's also, I've found, a real block to standing up for yourself, to speaking out, to feeling deserving actually of a promotion, of money, just that general feeling of deserving, because there's so much shame around this experience and topic, that we can feel like we don't deserve, that we've done something wrong. And what Marina, Owen and I really would love is for women to what the babies want to say. This is very much an evening that's been called for by the babies as before we move into 2021, because they want their mums to feel free. They want their mums to recognize that they too had a choice, that they hold no unforgiveness, and it's all the stuff around the experience. It's not you and your baby. So they want to build a lovely relationship with you without the guilt, without the feeling that you've done something wrong. So they are here absolutely supporting you, and we will be inviting them in on the evening. Now, my own experience of termination is actually one from a long time ago, and one that changed my life, which was 10 years ago. So on Saturday, it'll be 10 years since I released Rosa, who is my spirit baby guide, who I've written a book with, that's out in February, who is bringing through these messages and bringing and helping the babies to come in, and helping mums to connect with their babies, empowering mums to connect with their babies. So this is what I do. I help mums to meet their unborn children, whether in spirit and also with conception, and bringing them in. Termination, as I said, being a huge block to that. So we'll be covering an awful lot of ground on Saturday, and I am so grateful that I have Marina and Olwyn adding their particular expertise and particular gifts. So we're not just looking at the actual experience of termination and connecting you with your babies and finding your why, finding peace with your experience, but we'll also be looking, Marina will tell you what she'll be up to, which is very exciting, and Olwyn is here to channel a message for you from your baby. So thank you so much. I'll hand over to Marina.
Okay, thank you, Deborah. So just kind of giving you a little bit of a background on my perspective. I've not actually experienced termination, but I have experienced baby loss. And so, as you know, well, for some of you that know, I'm a pendulum healer. I am an Akashic record channel and spiritual intuitive. And so what I will be doing is very much specifically connecting with the blocks, the restrictions, the things that you're holding on to physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, from past lifetimes, this lifetime, that are holding negative energies, that are holding limitation, holding restriction. And it may not be for the purpose of you then going on to have to try to have another baby. It's more about having this sense of freedom and releasing the guilt, the shame, the blame, the self-loathing, all of these really very, very negative vibrations and energies, thoughts that you might have about yourself and the decision that you made. And so that's what I'm going to be really connecting with. That's what I'm going to be helping to clear with my guides and with the support of your guides and your spiritual support team as well. So it just means energetically your vibration is lifted, and it means you can step forward, you can move into 2021 with that weight lifted, even if you don't feel that the weight's there and you feel that you've done some healing and you've done your clearing. This is just going to go much deeper. We're going to be in the Akashic Records as well. So we're going to be doing an awful lot of stuff that will just be supporting you. And it'll be supporting you not just in this lifetime, but it supports your future timelines and lifetimes as well. So it's kind of what I always say, energy healing is the gift that keeps on giving. So you'll be doing an awful lot, even if you have children now, you'll be clearing their lines as well. So it's an incredible thing to step into, and also very brave to actually show up on the live or the replay. So that's what my part will be in this incredible evening. So I hope to see you there. And if you've got any questions, please do reach out, and I'll hand you over to Olwyn.
Thanks, Marina. Yeah, energy healing is the gift that keeps on giving, and Marina really is the expert here. And when we've run these events before, we've been looking at baby loss, and they've been incredibly powerful. And it was when Deborah got quite a clear message from Rosa and the spirit babies, and when I got quite a clear message from my guides, that we needed to try and help as many women as possible with this feeling of guilt and lots of other feelings that can be associated with termination, that we decided to run a class, or a healing evening, really, that's what it is, specifically dealing with termination. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm a spiritual coach. I'm also a channel for my spirit guides, and often I end up channeling your guides too. And I had quite a clear message come through the other day as well about, why it's really important that we try to do this. And, all of three of us understand that, it's a very difficult topic that no doubt some of you are feeling unsure about whether or not you wish to attend such an evening, because some of you in some way will be feeling like you have to hold on to the guilt, as a way, almost what came through for me from my guides, which is almost like you're punishing yourselves. And it's, I understand that, and we all understand that, but what it's not allowing you to do is move forward in your life. And as Marina and Deborah will say, it's not just because you might want to go on and have another baby. It could just be that you need to give this gift to yourself so that you can move on in all aspects of your life. And as Marina said, that will also, if you've got children, that will help your children going forward. And as well, it will help heal the journey of the babies. And this is why we're here. These babies are demanding this call, almost, this call to action. So we couldn't ignore it. So I'm just going to do I'm going to channel something now live. Let's see what comes through. I'll keep it as brief as possible. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for watching this live or watching the replay. So you've heard what Deborah, Marina and Olwyn have said. And it is true, the babies have called the three of them together to try and bring this healing to as many women as possible who have had to make the choice to terminate their pregnancies, because you have suffered. For those of you that have had to go through that, you have suffered for long enough. And what we want you to know is that, as hard as it might be to grasp, what we want you to know is that it's part of the choice of the baby. It's part of the baby's soul journey. that perhaps they don't want to be birthed into this reality. But as well, it's part of your journey as well. And when you see it from a bigger picture, that energy never leaves, it never dies, it just goes to a different place, then perhaps you would start to see it differently. But, you know, for whatever your circumstances were for making the decision you made, it was the right one at the time. And it is not right that you have continued to carry around such baggage of guilt, shame, fear, loss, anger for as long as you have. And by doing so, not only are you perhaps stopping yourselves from moving forward in your lives, because even though you might not feel it impacts you, it will be impacting you, albeit subtly, in other areas of your life. This will also help the babies to move on, because sometimes when humans hold on to certain emotions, certain feelings in relation to baby loss of any sort, it can keep the energy of the baby stuck in between dimensions. And we're not saying that they all are, but there is this possibility. And by releasing and clearing as much of the guilt, fear, anxiety, anger and frustration, plus much more, you're giving freedom to yourself, but you're also giving freedom to your babies. So we hope that helped you. We know that it's a big step to take part in such a healing evening, but we hope that if this resonates, if you feel like you need this, please join Deborah, Marina and Olwen on Saturday. But even if you feel that you perhaps can't join live, you could watch the replay and do it in your own time. So we wish you well. Thank you for listening. So I hope that was helpful, and I'm going to hand back to Deborah now.
Wow, thank you, Olwen. And your guides. What a really incredible, powerful message. And you know, this is what the babies are always saying us, you know, this experience is so deep. It really is about life and what life is. And life is, you know, as they say, it's not in your power to terminate anything, because we are all energy. This is a word that's been brought in to add to trauma, to add to humiliation and shame over control over women's bodies, apart from everything else. So the bigger picture, which is, you know, a bigger message that we've been getting through around this and happening in 2020 in particular, although I'm sure it will continue on if the call is there, is that the amount of women that have been through the experience holding on to guilt, holding on to shame, you know, we're holding this energy on the earth, we're holding in our bodies, and by releasing that, you are helping these lower energies for everyone on a bigger scale to release, because it's a consciousness, it's, you know, it's a very deeply personal experience. And they say the most courageous women who are prepared to go into the depths of themselves are the ones who are choosing on soul level to face this experience. So you are totally the opposite of what you've likely been saying to yourself about this truth, about, you know, about this experience. It's completely the opposite. You are really digging deep into who you are and really creating a, you know, lifting up the conditioning and the judgment and everything else that comes around this experience, because you know, it's really about owning that, you know, when you're ready, releasing that trauma. So it's a really bigger picture, as well as what's going on for you. And a few people I've spoken to said, oh, you know, this was years ago, but we're still holding on to that. So even if it was years ago, it's kind of still playing out with the kids, and you know, it's energy, and it really is huge. So we're really we totally get it's such a deep personal experience, which is why the replay is going to be available, and you can watch it in your own time when you're ready. And of course, any messages at all, any questions you have, and if you watch the replay, you still get to put your questions, of course, into the mix to be answered on the night, whether on the replay or in you know, live, if you're joining us live. So we would love to welcome you in, and you know, be in touch with us beforehand if you wish to, if you've got any further questions. But I think for now, that's probably, I was going to pull a little card just for anyone, just around the energy of it and see what comes through. Marina and Olwen, anything else to add?
No.
All I would say is that any correspondence, any connection that you want to, you know, if you want to reach out towards, everything is done with the strictest of confidence. And of course, you know, coming onto the Zoom on the Saturday nights, if you're joining live, you know, keep your video off. You don't need to be present in that sense. It's about you just turning up and really just being held and supported in the space that we're going to create, and you're just there to receive the energy and receive the healing and the insight and the guidance. So you know, you can be completely anonymous in this process.
Yeah, beautiful. Look at the card that came out. Sacred pleasure. And doesn't that feel like the exact opposite to what you feel after this, that you don't deserve pleasure, that it's if I feel into this card, it's a releasing of you. So this card I asked to represent what the energy of the evening will be, and how beautiful is that. It just feels like this lifting, this remembrance of who you are, and the, you know, the sacred pleasure of you, of being intimate with yourself, with partners, but just this the pleasure of being alive, the pleasure of being you, the sacred pleasure. Yeah, I don't know if either of you have got anything to add to that card, but that's like, whoa.
I think it speaks for itself.
It does. It really does. Okay, so that's the energy for the evening. Okay, beautiful.
Lovely.
All right, so
Thanks,
thank
Deborah.
you. Thank you so much, and please do reach out, and we're here for you. Okay, lots of love.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.